Ahmedabad. The world is watching. India is waiting with bated breath. Fans have already started trickling in Ahmedabad. We are seeing the preparations that are already underway. We are going to be seeing an air show that is going to be at the stadium just before the match begins. It is the Indian Air Force's Surya Kiran acrobatic team that is going to indulge the viewers there. The fanfare that we are going to be seeing at the stadium, outside the stadium, that is only picking up pace as we inch closer to the big Sunday clash. Take a look at these reports coming in from on ground. Preeti Sompura, my colleague, now joining us from Ahmedabad, getting us the feel, the mood on ground. We're still 36 hours away. Sunday afternoon is when the match is, Preeti, but fans have already started trickling in. The excitement is already building up.
Yeah, true, because we are currently at the world's largest cricket stadium, Narendra Modi Stadium. The capacity of the stadium is 133,000. As per the GCA members, that entire stadium is booked and is fully booked before 7 days only. So now the people are eager to buy the new tickets, but it's not available in the market. Not only this, but this most of the celebrities will also expected to attend this final match. Even the industrialists and lots of other dignitaries are also expected. Even some politicians are also will watch this live match from the stadium. But when we spoke to the Ahmedabad police officer, they are saying that they will deploy more than 7,000 police constables inside the stadium and even the outside the stadium, and even the SPG will also come for the security and force one another. Security officer will also be deployed, because this is a very largest stadium of India, and it's a final match. So most of the people will not only come from the India, but outside India crowd has also reached to the Ahmedabad, especially the NRIs from the USA and UK has also arrived to Ahmedabad.
Right, we're going to be seeing the Prime Minister as well there. An invite has been sent to the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese as well. There are several celebrities that are going to be there at that final, isn't it? Several Bollywood celebrities have already confirmed their attendance.
Yeah, the expected celebrities are Ranveer Singh, Ranveer Kapoor, even the Deepika Padukone are also likely to attend this final match. Even the Kunal Khemu and Randeep Hooda, as well as John Abraham is likely to attend the final match.
Right, you're getting us a sense of what the stadium looks like at the moment. These are the stands that are going to be chock-a-block in 36 hours from now. We are going to be seeing the fans trickling in right from the morning of Sunday for that big clash. The teams have already arrived in Ahmedabad. Have you had a chance, Preeti, to get a sense of the hotels that they're staying in? Are we going to be seeing that practice happen tomorrow all day?
The already Indian cricket team has arrived in the stadium at around 2 p.m. They already started the practice session, and around 4:30 p.m. the Australian team has arrived to the Ahmedabad airport, and they are currently reached to the hotel just now. And it's likely that Australian cricket team will do the practice session tomorrow morning, and in the evening Indian cricket team will do the session. Not only this, but lots of crowds are also expected on the Sunday morning. So from 11 a.m. the Ahmedabad police will allow the crowds inside the stadium, and of course we have seen in the afternoon that air show rehearsal has also been taken place in the stadium. So it's likely that air show will take place around 12 noon on the Sunday afternoon. And not only this, but lots of entertainment event will also take place inside the stadium on the final day.
Absolutely, you're talking about the air show. Preeti, thank you so much for getting us the latest and a feel of what the Narendra Modi Stadium looks like 2 days before the match happens. But that air show, the rehearsals were taking place this morning as well. We get you a sneak peek of what awaits on Sunday, the mega air show that is going to scintillate not just those who are present at the stadium, but those who are going to be watching from home as well, like you and I. Take a look at this report.
भारत और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बीच अगले 19 तारीख को जो भारत वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल जंग खेला जाने वाला है, और उसी के चलते जो इंडियन एयर फोर्स की जो टीम है और सूर्य किरण का जो फाइटर प्लेन है, उनका जो ग्रांड रिहर्सल भी अभी देखने को मिल रहा है। जिस प्रकार से फाइनल मैच है 19 तारीख को, और जो क्रिकेट प्रेमी है वो जो मैच का तो लुत्फ़ उठा सकेंगे, साथ में जब मैच शुरू होने वाली है उसके पहले जो सूर्य किरण है इंडियन एयरफोर्स की जवानों के जो करतब है वो भी कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ देखने को मिलेंगे और उसी का ग्रांड रिहर्सल है अभी अहमदाबाद के नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम के ऊपर यहाँ पे देखने को मिल रहा है और विविध करतब भी यहाँ पे जो क्रिकेट प्रेमी है उनको देखने को मिलेंगे।
India will win the World Cup. They will start as favourites in the final. They played outstandingly well, and they don't have to do anything different. They just have to carry on from where they left in the last few games. And the good thing is, this team doesn't depend on one or two players. There have been 8 or 9 players performing game after game, so that's a brilliant sign.
Reaching the World Cup final is a tremendous achievement, something that doesn't happen often, and we've got 2 teams that are playing in it that have performed extremely well so far. Obviously, the way the Indians have been playing has been pretty special, so they'll be a tough team to beat. I think the Australians obviously have a lot of talent, a lot of impact players that can make a big difference in the game. I think they'll probably need to improve their middle order batting for maybe 10 or 20% to be a realistic chance of winning the World Cup final. So, obviously India are the clear favourites, but, the potential for Australia to win the World Cup is also there.
India unbeatable India right now जैसे खेल रहा है, so it's amazing, and also bowling department, fielding department, also batting department, तीनों department में unbeatable है. और जो 2003 में जो सौरभ गांगुली हार गया था फाइनल, और एक रिवेंज भी बोल सकते हो, अभी अहमदाबाद में 19 तारीख को पूरा देश भारत को सपोर्ट करेगा और हम लोग ट्रॉफी जीतेंगे जरूर, बिकॉज इंडिया लीग पेजेस और ऑल्सो सेमीफाइनल में अभी तक कोई भी मैचेस नहीं हारा है. नॉट ओनली नहीं हारा है, डोमिनेट करके जीता है. इंडिया अच्छा खेलेगा, रोहित भी ब्रिलियंट कैप्टनसी कर रहा है.
The men in blue are favourites this season. Everyone is rooting for Team India, well, except the Australians. We, in fact, caught up with the High Commissioner of Australia to India. How is it for his team, for his country, to be playing India in the World Cup finals on India's home turf? Listen in to what he had to say in this exclusive conversation.
Very interesting question. In this entire tournament, High Commissioner, there was perhaps very less moments when India could be seen under pressure, because India is performing really well, and most of the times, match was on the Indian side. What all matches India has played. Do you think that this time around Australia would be able to perhaps put pressure on India when both teams will play the finals?
Well, I hope so. I mean, the reality is India's been playing so well that they barely ever looked as though they were under great pressure. So, as you say, they're not particularly tested as to what it's like to be behind in a game. Maybe that's a tiny advantage for Australia, but gosh, you've got to say that this Indian side is performing extremely well, and we'll have to be at the top of our game to beat them.
Okay. When I came to High Commission before starting this interview, High Commissioner promised me to show something very exciting. So if I can have that excitement, thank you. So High Commissioner himself will describe and show the importance. So this is a jersey of Australian team signed by the squad. And this happened when the team came to see you here in New Delhi.
That's right. So we had a function here at the residence, and members of the Australian team came, and they were kind enough to sign this jersey for me. I had a good chat with David Warner and the boys. That was at an interesting time, Siddharth. That's just the moment when they started to look good in this tournament.
Okay.
And one sensed at that moment that something was happening after a rather slow start.
Yeah.
And so it seems to be playing out. At any rate, wonderful memory for me and the many Indian guests who were here, and a wonderful memento.
Who is your favourite player in the team? Australian team?
You've got to go with Maxi. I mean, a guy who can just turn a tournament in one innings, and isn't too shabby with a ball either. So I'd have to go with him.
Okay, okay. High Commissioner, also, when we were kids, we used to watch match a lot. Then there was a tough competition and perhaps a lot of comparison between Ricky Ponting and Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah.
Now, do you see anybody of the level of Virat Kohli in Australian team?
Oh, yes. I mean, I think, David Warner's record is extraordinary. I mean, the guy's 37 and he's still at the top of his game. And if he's on song on Sunday, then anything can happen. So, extraordinary in the field. So I've got a lot of time for him.
Okay. Now, Ambassador, High Commissioner, when I discussed this in office that I'm going to interview you, they have sent some rapid fire questions for you.
I see.
So we'll take few rapid fire questions with the High Commissioner. Perhaps we'll try to put him in this spot because we are jealous of him as he's going to watch the finals in Ahmedabad. So, okay. So let's start the rapid fire. Okay. So, Hazelwood or Shami, the better bowler?
After last night, Hazelwood.
Hazelwood, okay. Labuschagne or KL Rahul, the better middle order?
As a fielder, Labuschagne.
Okay.
As a middle order, the Indian.
The Indian, okay. Bumrah or Stark, the better Yorker?
Oh, definitely Stark. No question.
That is Stark. Yeah. You're being biased.
No. I don't know what else you got here.
Okay. David Warner or Rohit Sharma? Now this should be Rohit Sharma, the better opener.
All right, you can answer then.
Okay, Maxwell or Jadeja, the better all-rounder?
You know my answer to that. Yeah. Definitely Maxwell.
Okay. So, High Commissioner, whenever I have interviewed you, perhaps, I've got a chance to see you. He has always spoken about collaboration, both countries coming together and, unity, all those things. Now, is that going to be the position when you are going to watch match at Narendra Modi Stadium?
Look, there's an awful lot.
Or this cricket enthusiast in you will take over the High Commissioner's...
No. I tell you, Sidney, there's awful lot that's positive and buoyant and cooperative in our bilateral relationship. But I believe in competition.
Okay.
Competition for, in the economic front, competition for our defence forces to be better, competition around our diplomacy. We talked about how that indomitable spirit is in the Australian cricket team.
Yeah.
This is the team that is going to avenge for 1 billion Indians. That is really the spirit with which we are going into the World Cup finals. CNN News 18 has been trying to speak to stakeholders, not just the players, but the people who've seen these players grow, who've coached these players, and what really is it that makes them special. My colleague spoke with the coach of Jasprit Bumrah. Listen in to what he had to tell us.
किशोर जी, ये बताइए जसप्रीत की सफ़र कैसी रही, क्योंकि शुरुआत में आपने ही उसको देखा था और आपने ही पहचाना कि ये लड़का जो है उसमें काफ़ी टैलेंट है.
जो निर्माण हाई स्कूल में मेरा कोचिंग कैंप चल रहा था, तो वह वो रेगुलर स्टूडेंट की तरह आने लगा. 4-5 दिन मैंने उसको देखा, ऑब्जर्व किया कि सबसे अलग बॉलिंग स्टाइल थी उसकी. तो सब लड़के नोटिस कर रहे कि ये लड़का तो थ्रो कर रहा है, सर उसको ज़रा समझाइए को कम स्पीड में डाले क्योंकि हमको बहुत डर लगता है. तो मैंने बोला कि नहीं, वो एक्शन तो बराबर है लेकिन उसकी स्पीड ज़्यादा है, इसकी वजह से आपको डर लगता है, बाकी एक्शन तो बराबर प्रॉपर है. तब से मैंने बोला कि भाई ये तुम्हारी एक्शन है वो चेंज नहीं करने का है, यही एक्शन पे तुम खेलते रहो.
तो आपने कुछ एडवाइस भी दी, क्योंकि यॉर्कर जो है बहुत कम लोग होते हैं, हर किसी को फास्ट बॉलर बनना रहता है.
यॉर्कर में तो क्या है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. आपको एक ऑब्जेक्टिव रखते हैं, यॉर्कर की जो लेंथ होती है वहाँ पर कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव रख के आपको हर रोज़ 1-1 घंटे उसको प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है. बॉल को कहाँ रिलीज़ करना पड़ेगा तभी और यॉर्कर की प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है. बॉल अगर आप पीछे से छोड़ेंगे तो हाफ वॉली फुल टॉस हो जाएगा, लेकिन प्रॉपर एंगल से आप अगर बॉल छोड़ेंगे तो यॉर्कर कंप्लीट आ जाएगा. तो इसके लिए कड़ी मेहनत जसप्रीत ने की और उसको कॉन्फिडेंस भी आ गया. जब भी चाहता है वो यॉर्कर डाल ही देता है. ऐसा नहीं कभी भी फुल टॉस आज तक तो मैंने देखा नहीं कि एक भी बॉल उसका फुल टॉस गया. सही जगह पे वो स्पॉट करके बॉलिंग करता है. तो यॉर्कर के लिए सबको ऐसे ही मेहनत करनी पड़ती है.
Thousands of fans have already started trickling into Ahmedabad for the big clash on Sunday. Well, if you are someone who's waiting to get a last-minute ticket for this clash, it is going to be tough luck. And even if you can manage to get a ticket for the match, it's highly unlikely that you'll find anything affordable as far as flight tickets or hotels are concerned, because the prices are going through the roof. My colleague explains us.
It's been a dream run for the men in blue for Team India as far as this World Cup ODI 2023 is concerned. Now, the men in blue have remained unbeaten. They've continued with their unbeaten streak till the semi-finals where they face New Zealand, and they've managed to defeat New Zealand to enter the finals, and the finals will take place at the Motera Stadium in Ahmedabad. But unfortunately, because the footfall is so high, the anticipation is so high, the excitement is so high, even hotel prices and airfares are extremely high. Yes, that's the unfortunate bit. So if you're someone who still hasn't made their travel plans but does want to travel to Ahmedabad, unfortunately, I have some bad news, because whether it's prices of hotels or whether it's prices of airlines, all have increased exponentially just over the last few days. So let's give you an example. In a regular scenario, if you were traveling, say, from Delhi to Ahmedabad and you wanted to book a hotel, say, for one night, all you would have to is shell out a few thousands and you would manage to get a good hotel. But this time around, the situation is going to be very, very different. Just for a basic hotel for just one night, you would have to shell upwards of 10,000, and for a 5-star hotel and upwards of those, the prices have gone up to 2,15,000 for a night. Yes, you heard that right. If you do want to get in a good hotel, then you will have to shell in a lot more. But right now the problem is also of availability. So even if you're ready to shell out that kind of money, the possibility is that you would not even be able to find a single good hotel or even an Airbnb or sorts. And exactly that same picture is being seen with the airline fares as well.
अवेलेबल आप जैसे बताया मैंने आपको 50,000 से लेकर 1.25 लाख रुपए तक के रूम कई साइट्स पे मिल रहे हैं, कई होटल्स के मिल रहे हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं मिल रहे हैं, क्योंकि कभी कल रात को ही फाइनल भी कई लोग को क्या जैसे टिकट फाइनल हो जाती है उसके बाद वो रूम का बुकिंग डालते हैं। तो अभी जैसे कल रात को मैच फाइनल हुई है तो आज कई लोग अपने टिकट का बंदोबस्त करने में पड़े हैं। जैसे जैसे टिकट लोगों के हाथों में आएगी ऐसे ऐसे रूम की बुकिंग ज्यादा होती जाएंगी।
Shifting focus now, Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party National Convener and Chief Minister of Delhi, is addressing his party workers. Listen in.
लेने वाले लोग हैं वो सब बुजुर्ग हैं, रिटायर्ड लोग हैं, उनको पेंशन मिलती है। हमारी सरकार बनने के पहले आप लोगों को पेंशन नहीं देते थे, ये लोग खूब तंग करते थे। कहते थे फंड बनाओ, डीटीसी देगी, डीटीसी तो घाटे में चल रही है, कहां से पेंशन देगी। हमारी सरकार आने के बाद हमने तय किया कि दिल्ली सरकार डीटीसी को पैसा देगी और दिल्ली सरकार के पैसे से डीटीसी पेंशन देगी। और जब से हमारी सरकार बनी, ईमानदारी से बता देना, 2015 से आज तक आपको टाइम पे पेंशन मिल रही थी। पिछले 1 साल से तकलीफ होनी शुरू हुई है कि नहीं है? पिछले 1 साल से इन्होंने तकलीफ करनी चालू की है। पर अभी अभी मैंने ट्रांसपोर्ट मिनिस्टर से भी बात करी, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर से भी बात करी, इसके ऊपर मैं लगा हुआ हूं। थोड़े दिन और दे दो, आपकी पुरानी सारी 3 महीने की पेंशन बकाया है ना, ये 3 महीने की भी मिल जाएगी, आगे से टाइम पे दिलवाया करेंगे। अब जितने कार्यकर्ता आए हुए हैं, पदाधिकारी आए हुए हैं, सबसे पहले मैं आप सब लोगों को बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि आप सब लोग दुनिया की सबसे तेजी से बढ़ती हुई पार्टी का हिस्सा हैं। देश नहीं, दुनिया, पूरी दुनिया में आज तक कोई ऐसी पार्टी नहीं हुई जिसने इतनी तेजी से तरक्की करी हो, इतनी तेजी से तरक्की करी हो। मुझे लगता है हमें गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड वालों से पूछना चाहिए, भाई जरा पता करके बताओ कोई, नहीं तो हमारा नाम लिख दो उसके अंदर। कल भी मैं कह रहा था, मैं अपने काउंसलर से कल रात को मिला था, कि एक एमएलए बनने के लिए, एक काउंसलर बनने के लिए लोगों की जिंदगी बीत जाती है, चप्पलें घिस जाती है, जूते घिस जाते हैं कि नहीं है? एक एमएलए बनने के लिए, एक काउंसलर बनने के लिए। और ये एक पार्टी, छोटी सी पार्टी 10 साल पहले बनी थी, पहले दिल्ली में सरकार बन गई भारी बहुमत से, कांग्रेस की 0, बीजेपी की 3, आम आदमी पार्टी की 67 सीट, छोटी सी पार्टी, 1 साल पुरानी पार्टी।
But that is time for a quick break here on this edition of Nation at 5. Back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
CNN News 18 Indian of the Year 2023 and the nominees for the entertainment category are Shah Rukh Khan, Mani Ratnam, Sunny Deol, Deepika Padukone, Manoj Bajpayee. Vote now on www.indianoftheyear.com and choose the Indians conquering the world.
My dad has won a...
will give you the correct picture. As of now, here at this very point, the AQI has breached the 500 levels once again, and this is after a relief from the pollution, and in fact not relief, but there was improvement in numbers slightly when numbers were hovering around 450 levels, because this place is accustomed to numbers somewhere in the hazardous category and around 900 levels at this point in time. And as of now, the numbers are showing no respite for the people of the national capital. In fact, largely in Delhi, the AQI remains in the severe category, where most of the pockets are reporting numbers beyond 400 to 450 levels. Well, temporary measures are being taken over here. In fact, you can see how water sprinklers are being used to curb this pollution issue here at Anand Vihar. Apart from that, many plans of the Delhi government are in place, including Graded Response Action Plan 4. In fact, yesterday Gopal Rai chaired important meeting pertaining to this very issue, and in fact a special task force has been created by the Delhi government, where senior officials will be heading this very special task force, which will be giving a daily update about the situation of the pollution here in the national capital. Well, most of the steps are being taken by the government, and in fact steps like odd and even are also being depended upon. In fact, earlier how we saw that in earlier years also, and in fact earlier also, schemes like odd even were implemented, though Supreme Court had come heavily on the government regarding certain measures which were taken here in the national capital. In fact, I'll give you the glimpse of Anand Vihar ISBT as well. In fact, this is this place is actually buzzing, and in fact this place buzz like this across the year, because this is one of the busiest bus terminals here in the national capital. In fact, the busiest is Kashmiri Gate, and in fact the second busiest bus terminal is considered to be this Anand Vihar area. And in fact, odd and even scheme was lamented upon due to the issue of vehicular movement, because stubble burning remains to be the top issue, and the second most worrying issue which ails the people of the national capital is this vehicular movement. And in fact, somewhere or another, the government thinks that implementing odd and even scheme could actually help in curbing this menace of congestion of traffic and also this menace of vehicular pollution. But as of now, no decision has been taken regarding this very thing. In fact, the government was also lamenting upon implementation of artificial rain or creating artificial rain via cloud seeding. Well, that is still on hold, and in fact what the sources in the Delhi government are suggesting us that continuous deliberations are being made when it comes to this issue. Well, just giving a quick update of the numbers. In fact, across Delhi, the numbers are in worrying condition once again. In fact, the Met Department has said that due to the unfavorable weather conditions, the pollution will be here in the national capital for some time, because the temperatures are dipping, and in fact the wind speed has also calmed a little.
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5 with me, Poonam Burde. There's some breaking news that's now coming in, and this is a statement that has been put out by Congress's Jairam Ramesh. This is over the offensive that Israel has mounted, especially as far as hospitals in Gaza is concerned. This is a statement that has been put out by Jairam Ramesh in which he is urging the Indian government to pressurize governments of US, Israel and the EU to stop this violence that is being committed in Gaza. Some very strong words that are being used, and let me take you through the statement that Jairam Ramesh has now put out. This is what the Congress is now saying, that after blockading fuel, power, medicines and humanitarian aid for weeks on end, hospitals are now being targeted militarily. Even premature infants are being deprived of medical care. Over 10,000 people have been killed, of which more than half are children. All of this while statements of genocidal intent from top Israeli leadership are being made. Prime Minister Netanyahu has himself called for turning parts of Gaza to rubble and has called the wanton killing of men, women and children collateral damage. This is the kind of dehumanizing language that is used by some Israeli ministers, which is like the language that preceded the Holocaust. So some strong comments there coming to the fore as far as the Congress's statement goes. Pallavi, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details about this. Yes, Pallavi.
And in fact, the stand of the Congress party has also gotten a lot of criticism from the BJP, that the Congress seems to be defending those who are indulging in acts of terror, that is a Hamas or terrorist organization, though the Congress clarified that it has been India's foreign policy where we support the two-nation theory, while at the same time you condemn Hamas as a terrorist organization. But India has always stood by Palestine and therefore, of course, the people who are living in the Gaza, which is the most vulnerable zone. Now, in this latest statement, which could be open to criticism from the BJP, the reason why Congress is taking a stand is because there have been stories of hospitals being bombed and by the Israeli or the IDF forces, and therefore he has urged the Indian government that you have to speak. The Prime Minister needs to speak to the Israeli counterpart and make the point that these kind of attacks will need to stop.
In fact, we did have the Prime Minister this morning, Pallavi, also speak about the same thing, that civilians must not be collateral damage, and that really has been the stance of many other world powers as well, including Canada and the United States, who have cautioned Israel and its forces to not cross the line.
In fact, the Prime Minister and in the foreign policy statement which has been issued by the MEA as far as the situation in Israel is concerned, they've made this point very clear that India shares a good equation as far as Israel is concerned, but also with the Palestinian forces, with Palestine as well. And when India is urging for humanitarian crisis in Gaza to end, it is therefore not supporting Hamas at all. At this point of time, what the BJP accuses the Congress is of lopsided outrage, that you are only outraging over what's happening in Gaza. Why not about the fact that many people in Israel area have also been vulnerable, they've been targeted by Hamas. So if you want to show your support, you need to show it for both.
Right. Do stay on with me, Pallavi. BJP Shehzad Poonawalla now joining us here on this broadcast. Shehzad, thank you so much for speaking with us here. If you've seen the statement that has been put out by Jairam Ramesh of the Congress party, some very strong words there being used. Also an appeal to the Indian government to call on not just Israel but to other world powers and other allies as well to stop the civilian killings in Gaza.
दिस इज वोट बैंक की ऐसी है प्यास कि प्यारा लगता है इनको हमास. This is all being driven by vote bank politics. First of all, this is not an issue between Israel and Palestine. On the Israel-Palestine issue, the government stand in the past, the government stand today is the same, and we have in fact sent humanitarian aid to the people of Palestine. By the way, West Bank is also Palestine and does not have Hamas. Gaza has Hamas. But the point is that you've read the statement, except for one line, Hamas's condemnable attack. Now, they don't even call it a terror attack. Even if you go back to Sonia Gandhi's article in The Hindu, she refuses to call Hamas's actions as terrorist attack. Congress's original CWC statement, they refuse to call out Hamas for the terror attack. It seems that Palestine बहाना है, Hamas के बचाव में आना है, क्योंकि वोट बैंक को सजाना है. This seems to be driven more by vote bank considerations than anything else, because I'll tell you a couple of reasons. If they really care about innocent lives, and particularly innocent Muslim lives, Yemenis children are being killed on a daily basis. Guess who's bombing them? Not the Jews, not the Israelis. Who is bombing them? Who's killing the Muslims in Iraq, Iran, Libya, Sudan, Somalia? It's all Muslim factions killing the other Muslim factions. If they are standing up for a principle of innocent Muslims or innocent lives, then why not utter a word there? And what about the 1,400 innocent people, women, children, senior citizens, babies who were killed by Hamas? This is a statement in support of terror, as has been done by the Congress in the past, whether it's Yaqub or Afzal or 2611. And now this, Congress seems to be playing this dangerous game of aligning with even the most outrageous terror outfits only for the sake of vote bank politics.
Shehzad, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. Pallavi continues to be with us. The BJP, of course, latching on to the statement that has been put out by the Congress party. The BJP says this is nothing but vote bank politics and politics of appeasement by the grand old party. The statement that has now been put out by Jairam Ramesh uses some very strong words as far as the ground offensive that has been mounted by the Israeli side in Gaza. We've seen several hospitals that were stormed into by IDF forces, all of which serve to be Hamas bases is what the IDF claimed. They even released proof to that extent. The Congress, though, now wanting a ceasefire, also for government of India to intervene and pressurize not just Israel but other allies into calling for a ceasefire as well. The political war of words over this only escalating. This also comes at a time when we had the Prime Minister this morning also call for restraint, also call for civilian lives to not be caught in the crossfire. Rashid Alvi of the Congress party now joining us here on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. We've seen this comment, we've seen this statement that has been put out by Jairam Ramesh. We just had someone from the BJP just a few minutes ago speak to us about it. They say that this is vote bank politics, which is why we only hear about the killings in Gaza, but there's very little that has been spoken of what Hamas actually did on the 7th of October, where innocents were killed, and not just Jews, but foreign nationals were killed as well in that terror attack.
I think Prime Minister himself has given a statement, and he has condemned children are being killed, women are being killed, and he has condemned this. If Congress party says that there should be ceasefire, what is wrong in it? I am unable to understand. Definitely, ceasefire should be there, and it is not only Congress party. I think half of the world they are demanding. They are putting pressure on Israel and on United States to stop this war. Children are being killed. How can you support Israel or any country? They are killing innocent children and innocent women. More than 11,000 people have been killed so far. So definitely Congress party wants, and the Congress party is asking our Prime Minister to talk with different countries, head of these states, and put pressure on Israel to stop it.
Sure, we've seen, like you pointed out, Mr. Alvi, we've seen several other countries also come out and caution Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli forces to show restraint, and so that innocent civilians, especially infants and babies, are not caught in the crossfire. But the IDF says that this is the right to self-defense, one that many countries around the world have also backed.
Whether it is self-defense if you are killing children and women, how can you call it self-defense? What Hamas has done, definitely nobody can support it. But at the same time, what Israel is doing, definitely nobody can support it also. You can't say it is self-defense. 11,000 people have been killed. Is it self-defense? Not at all. I do not know how can Bharatiya Janata Party think like this. It is very unfortunate, and definitely India should put pressure on Israel and even on United States for the ceasefire.
Right, Mr. Alvi, thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. The Congress there putting out a statement calling for immediate ceasefire, asking for Government of India's intervention. The BJP sees this as nothing but a political ploy. On that note, we are shifting focus to the poll-bound state of Telangana, where the Congress party released its manifesto for the elections that are going to be held on the 30th of November. Several promises have been made. In fact, many would say that the Congress has promised the moon to the voters in Telangana, including 10 grams of gold to eligible brides. 6 guarantees have been put forth. The Congress, of course, tasting success on the back of their guarantees in Karnataka, now wanting to replicate that model in different states. They made these guarantees in Madhya Pradesh. They've made so now in their manifesto in Telangana as well. Reactions pouring in.
Since you mentioned the revenue bit, what is the kind of economy that we are looking at in terms of the feasibility of executing this budget?
No, what we believe in, basically Congress believes in something, right? If we have to do good for the people, it reflects there is a will. Where there is a will, there is a way. Our Congress ideology believes in that. You know, we have shown to the people that we have a will to do this. And we are always trying to, find out the ways to implement this. So we have ways to implement it. We have our own revenue model to implement all this.
All of that has been worked out?
Yes, okay. Definitely worked out.
Okay, and the reason I ask you this question is because you've been accusing the current government of running the state into debt. Fiscal deficit is high. So if the Congress is voted to power tomorrow, you will be inheriting this state. So what is the mathematics involved here?
But definitely, we would like to run the prudent financial administration. So in this prudent financial administrations, we'll take a few policy derivatives where they've gone wrong, how it can be comprehended. So we all will be working on these systems and try to reduce the physical burden and try to reduce the debt burden. So that will ease the financial heavy burden on the state and try to put in other welfare schemes if we think it is rightful and people has to get it.
The BJP is the latest one to react to the promises made by the Congress party. This is nothing but fooling the voters of Telangana is what the BJP says. Listen in.
As far as the manifesto is concerned of Telangana, the Congress party, first we should understand that they are giving so many freebies. So they have to tell to the people that how are they going to get the funds for that. That is the main issue.
Swastika, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Swastika, riding on the success of Karnataka, they've made similar guarantee promises in Telangana as well. Many are asking, where is the money going to come for if the Congress is voted to power to actually deliver on these promises? Because we're looking at the kind of debt that Telangana already has.
Well, as far as the Congress's manifesto is concerned, it is welfare heavy, and this is something that's conservatively going to cost around 52,000 to 56,000 crores for the exchequer. Now, when asked about this question to the Congress's manifesto committee chairman, he says that the corruption money that KCR uses to fund his MLAs, all of that money, there will be a proper sanitization of the system, as he says, and a proper revenue model has been worked out. This revenue model, when questioned further as to whether the manifesto, as it promises to give free bus rides to all women, free electric scooters to girls above the age of 18, and even 2,500 rupees incentive to all women, is capable of handling the exchequer's money. The Congress said that when they are voted to power, they're going to work all that arithmetic out, and they've been citing the example of Karnataka, where they say all the 5 guarantees have been working fine, and in December they'll also start working on the 5th guarantee, that is the Yuva Nidhi scheme. Politics have obviously broken out. The BRS says this is Congress's guarantees without warranty, and this is yet another jumla to dupe the people of Telangana. And remember, Telangana's liabilities as per the CAG report stands at 4 lakh crores. So for any party which is promising heavy on the manifesto in terms of welfare, they also have to work out as far as the state fiscal deficit and liabilities are concerned.
Right. Swastika, do stay on with me. G. Kishan Reddy of the BJP also reacting to this. Let's listen in.
राहुल गांधी भी अभी भी इतने साल होने के बाद भी राजनीति समझ में नहीं आया, तेलंगाना का क्या सेंटिमेंट है नहीं मालूम, और उनका पुराना रिश्तेदार एमआईएम पार्टी के भी बारे में मालूम नहीं है। कम से कम कुछ उनको लिख के देने वाले भी वो भी समझ के उनको लिख के देना चाहिए। मजलिस पार्टी का साथ दोस्तान कौन किया है, मजलिस पार्टी को कौन बढ़ाया है, मजलिस पार्टी का बढ़ाने वाले, मजलिस पार्टी की जान देने वाले, मजलिस पार्टी का ऑफिस को जो दारुसलाम में ऑफिस देने वाले कांग्रेस पार्टी है, मजलिस पार्टी का हैदराबाद में मेयर बनाने वाले कांग्रेस पार्टी है, मजलिस पार्टी को एमएलसी बनाने वाले कांग्रेस पार्टी है, मजलिस पार्टी को पैसा देने वाले कांग्रेस पार्टी है, मजलिस पार्टी को रक्षा करने वाले कांग्रेस पार्टी है। ऐसे कांग्रेस पार्टी आज मजलिस के बारे में भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ जोड़कर जो भाषण देना है, मैं बताना चाहता हूं, सूरज ईस्ट नहीं वेस्ट से ही उदय होता है, तो कुछ लोग माने होंगे।
Swastika continues to be with us on this broadcast. Swastika, how has the BRS reacted to the promises made by the Congress party? Because BRS on its part too has made some of these announcements as far as increase in the existing welfare schemes are concerned.
Remember, Congress has promised 200 units of free power, and they've also given an assurance of giving 3 lakh rupees of crop insurance without any interest. Now, the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, remember, has increased his speech saying that Congress Congress in Karnataka has been giving only 5 hours of electricity, and whereas our government is giving 24 hours of electricity. That's the pitch that he has been campaigning with at every rally that he's been going to. The other big focus is that the PRS says that Congress's 6 guarantees are without any warranties, and the way Karnataka, they have been faltering, the same model is going to be implemented in Telangana. In fact, KCR has even gone on to say and tell the masses that he's okay with retiring and residing in his farmhouse, but as far as the guarantees and the schemes that he has undertaken for Telangana, the Congress will not be able to implement even a single of them as per him.
Right, Swastika, the political pitch in Telangana, the poll-bound state, only escalating for the moment. Thank you so much for getting us the latest on that. We'll keep a track of that and much more here on CNN News 18. For now, it's time for a quick break.
Co-powered by
smoggy conditions continue to prevail here in the national capital. I'm coming to you from the Anand Vihar area, which is one of the hotspots of pollution here in the national capital. First, let's directly go to the visuals. Actually, this visual gives you the correct picture. As of now, here at this very point, the AQI has breached the 500 levels once again, and this is after a relief from the pollution, and in fact not relief, but there was improvement in numbers slightly when numbers were hovering around 450 levels, because this place is accustomed to numbers somewhere in the hazardous category and around 900 levels at this point in time. And as of now, the numbers are showing no respite for the people of the national capital. In fact, largely in Delhi, the AQI remains in the severe category, where most of the pockets are reporting numbers beyond 400 to 450 levels. Well, temporary measures are being taken over here. In fact, you can see how water sprinklers are being used to curb this pollution issue here at Anand Vihar. Apart from that, many plans of the Delhi government are in place, including Graded Response Action Plan 4. In fact, yesterday Gopal Rai chaired important meeting pertaining to this very issue, and in fact a special task force has been created by the Delhi government, where senior officials will be heading this very special task force, which will be giving a daily update about the situation of the pollution here in the national capital. Well, most of the steps are being taken by the government, and in fact steps like odd and even are also being depended upon. In fact, earlier how we saw that in earlier years also, and in fact earlier also, schemes like odd even were implemented, though Supreme Court had come heavily on the government regarding certain measures which were taken here in the national capital. In fact, I'll give you the glimpse of Anand Vihar ISBT as well. In fact, this is this place is actually buzzing, and in fact this place buzz like this across the year, because this is one of the busiest bus terminals here in the national capital. In fact, the busiest is Kashmiri Gate, and in fact the second busiest bus terminal is considered to be this Anand Vihar area. And in fact, odd and even scheme was lamented upon due to the issue of vehicular movement, because stubble burning remains to be the top issue, and the second most worrying issue which ails the people of the national capital is this vehicular movement. And in fact, somewhere or another, the government thinks that implementing odd and even scheme could actually help in curbing this menace of congestion of traffic and also this menace of vehicular pollution. But as of now, no decision has been taken regarding this very thing. In fact, the government was also lamenting upon implementation of artificial rain or creating artificial rain via cloud seeding. Well, that is still on hold, and in fact what the sources in the Delhi government are suggesting us that continuous deliberations are being made when it comes to this issue. Well, just giving a quick update of the numbers. In fact, across Delhi, the numbers are in worrying condition once again. In fact, the Met Department has said that due to the unfavorable weather conditions, the pollution will be here in the national capital for some time, because the temperatures are dipping, and in fact the wind speed has also calmed a little.
सामने बस स्टैंड था, आनंद बस स्टैंड।
Welcome back. You're watching Nation at 5 with me, Poonam Borde. On Sunday morning is when an under construction portion of the tunnel in Uttarkashi collapsed. Since then, 40 labourers have been trapped. Rescue operations have been underway and they've been going on in full swing, but unfortunately with very little success, because the biggest hurdle that rescuers are facing is the fresh debris that keeps falling because of the kind of soil that is there. Food and water, oxygen, all of which is being provided to those 40 labourers that have been trapped there for the last 5 days, but their families are now getting anxious. CNN News 18 is reporting from on ground from Uttarkashi. Take a look at this report.
The rescue operation that has been underway for more than 120 hours now is still continuing. Late last night, there were some problems that came up with the machine, but yes, that was also fixed, and now the drilling process has yet again started. Remember, the pipes that are being drilled through, they are actually 6 meters in length, and hence at least 4 pipes have been drilled through, whereas the work on the 5th pipe, the process of welding the 5th pipe is underway. So if everything goes according to the plan and the machines that are stuck beneath the debris that do not fall in the route of these pipes, then we can expect that the first person might come out anytime post midnight, and this is what the authorities are hopeful as well. On the other hand, the food supply is being continuously maintained inside the tunnel. The temperature is also being maintained inside the tunnel. There are lights that have also been placed, and there is constant communication that has still been maintained. In fact, representatives from various state governments have also been sent over here, and they are also continuously talking to these workers, making sure that their morale remains high, because if anything happens inside the tunnel, then the situation could be very panicky for the people who are inside, because it has been more than 120 hours now, and hence the authorities are now trying to make sure that they keep them updated with the entire rescue process, so that there is absolutely no panic that strikes them within the next few hours. So yes, today by late night we can expect to hear some good news, but yes, all that depends on how this tunneling operation will go on. But yes, at this point in time, the operations are on. The work is ongoing for the 5th pipe. That pipe is being welded, and once the welding process is done, it will be pushed in, and by today evening we can expect that the entire 60 meter, probably more than 60 meter debris that is inside, we can actually get to see the first workers coming out.
Marks 6 weeks since the terror attack by Hamas on Israel. Since then, we've seen a mounted ground offensive, especially as far as the Gaza Strip is concerned. Many hospitals have been stormed into by Israel and its forces. They all serve to be terror bases for Hamas, is the claim that IDF has been making. They've been releasing what they call is proof of how Hamas has been using hospitals and civilians inside as human shields. Take a look at this report.
भारत ने 7 अक्टूबर को इजराइल में हुए जघन्य आतंकी हमले की निंदा की है। भारत ने 7 अक्टूबर को इजराइल में हुए जघन्य आतंकी हमले की निंदा की है।
A Hamas tunnel below Gaza's largest hospital. That's what the Israeli military says this video shows. Nearly 48 hours after Israeli forces raided Al-Shifa hospital, these are the first images of what the Israeli military says is an operational tunnel shaft on the grounds of the hospital complex. CNN cannot independently verify those claims, but using this frame, CNN has geolocated this video to the Al-Shifa complex, about 30 meters away from one of the hospital's main buildings.
It is here in Shifa Hospital where Hamas operates some of its command and control cells.
For weeks, Israeli officials have laid the groundwork for an operation targeting Shifa Hospital, claiming Hamas operates a massive underground complex below it. And in recent days, the U.S. has also backed up those allegations.
One thing has been established is that Hamas does have headquarters, weapons, materiel below this hospital.
As Israeli special forces continue searching the hospital complex, they are also uncovering weapons and ammunition.
There is an AK-47, there are cartridges, ammo, there are grenades in here,
which the Israeli military calls concrete evidence that Hamas used Gaza's largest hospital to wage war. Near the hospital, Israeli officials also say they found the body of 65-year-old Yehudit Weiss, who was among those abducted on October 7th.
With that, it's a wrap from my side here on this edition of Nation at 5. But before we let you go, there's a special message coming in ahead of World Toilet Day on 19th of November. Leaving you with that.
Are you ready to learn about keeping India clean and healthy? The Sanitation Preamble. We, the children of India, are working together to make sure our communities stay healthy and happy. We promise to keep germs away and protect ourselves from diseases. We'll make sure that we leave the toilet clean for the next person. That's a right, something everyone should have. Teach each other about sustainable and safe sanitation habits. We will make sure everyone is included and no one is left behind. We will work hard to make the Swachh Bharat mission and the Jal Jeevan mission successful. We will make sure that everyone can be a part of this clean and healthy world we are building together.
मिशन स्वच्छता और पानी, हेल्दी हम जब साफ रखे टॉयलेट हरदम। RP Sanjeev Goenka Group presents CNN News 18 Indian of the Year 2023, and the nominees for the entertainment category are Shah Rukh Khan, Mani Ratnam, Sunny Deol, Deepika Padukone, Manoj Bajpayee. Vote now on www.indianoftheyear.com and choose the Indians conquering the world.
Hello and welcome everyone to Kings of Cricket, and today we'll be talking all about the big India versus Australia finale of the ICC ODI World Cup 2023. The match will be played at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad at 2 p.m. on Sunday, and over 1 lakh spectators will be present, and you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be a lot of celebrities and politicians and the who's who of the world here to watch the mega clash. Both the teams are on